Hi, everyone. Good news. It is after 4 p.m., which I think definitely means it's happy hour. It's also Thursday, so we're plugging away and we're getting through the week. And I thought, who better to invite me for a little happy hour, as I put in the intro here, a little wine, and I'll be honest, maybe a little whining today because it's kind of been that day. Then my friend Bob Novak over at Wine Time on Maine. Hi, Bob. How's it going over there?
Good, Jody. How are you?
All right. We're downtown neighbors. It's an easy walk for me. There we go. He's got the right idea here. It's an easy walk for me over to Bob's wonderful wine bar, Wine Time on Maine. I wish I were over there today. I pay him a visit often, but instead he paid me one before we got started here. And yay, cheers.
A little
Thank you,
virtual
Bob.
cheers.
Virtual toast. Love it. Yeah. Oh, that's excellent. I'll share this in a minute here. All right, I already got somebody loving this. Thanks, guys. I want to make sure I get set up here well enough so that you can chime in and chat with us. I'm still figuring this whole thing out. Here we go. Okay, so I've got comments up. Feel free to chime in. Back up just a bit, Bob. I'm cutting off your forehead again. If you can hear me,
Sure.
yeah. There we go.
Yep.
That's perfect. I love that mural behind him. That mural itself is a great story. So I heard a voice in the wine bar when we just saw somebody walking by. And obviously, Wine Time on Main is inside Washington Square. So have most of those residents come back, Bob? Have you been seeing them returning, or are they still kind of splitting time between here and somewhere else?
I think they're still splitting time between here and somewhere else. We just got a couple of our favorite regular customers walked in the back door for a glass of wine. So
Nice. And you can still do that. Wine Time is meant to be kind of a smaller venue, cozy place anyway. Really needing to limit to the carry-out service, though, right? So you're never going to have a bunch of people in there at once. Nobody's coming to stay necessarily because we got to comply with the guidelines. But you definitely can still come in, as Bob said, right, and pick up some wine. How have you adjusted the business model, Bob? What are you able to offer people now?
we set up an online ordering app on our website. People can order any bottle of wine off of our website. They can buy cheese and charcuterie, some of our other items. We're going to do a big blowout sale and clean out some of the fall and winter inventory that'll show up on that website here in the next day or two. But we are still open for dine-in patrons as long as we don't exceed the 10. And we had established a rule early on before the mayor limited to 10 that we would cap it at 8 because
Okay.
we feel really comfortable about socially distancing 8 people. We've moved some bar stools out so people stay separated, and we can put up to 4 people at the bar and then 4 people in the front and the back of the house and keep everybody distanced. So it's been working out okay.
Oh, good. So it does still work. I can't even keep this straight anymore. So I'm glad you clarified for me. And yeah, the layout of Wine Time, it's long, right? So I mean, you could very easily, safely, you could have somebody front and somebody, yeah, on other sides of it. So I can picture that. You got the bar right in the middle, of course.
It really seems like the bar has been the popular spot since all of this COVID-19 came down. And we're small enough. Jennifer handles it by herself, so it makes it easy for us to staff and one person, and I stop in and help her once in a while. But yeah, we're still trying to have some fun and help people get through this.
What's the talk been like around the bar? I mean, Bob, if you've never, first of all, if you've never gone to Wine Time, you need to do this. Mark this on your calendar, and if you're able to go there and safely do that now, terrific. Otherwise, for sure, when things get back to relative normal, you got to do this because part of the fun is really, for me, it's catching up with you, Bob. It's catching up with your staff. It's the kind of place where you interact with customers. So what are they telling you? What are you hearing? What is the mood as people are coming in and conversing with you?
I think the mood is pretty upbeat. I think people are already stir crazy from being homebound and not having a place to go. I think a lot of the groups that we've had in come in are couples, and they just said the kids are driving us nuts. We had to sneak out for an hour and grab a glass of wine, and glad you're here and you're open for us. And we've got a couple of other regulars that are just single people and lonely. They can't go visit anybody, and so they'll stop down and have a glass of wine.
All right, yeah, makes sense. So now the best thing is, and for those of you who, whether you're looking to go get away a little bit, which who isn't, or whether you really probably should stay home and you're taking that bottle, Bob is a master at recommending wine. So, today, right, he said, well, I'm going to bring you something over. It's frankly awful outside. I'm looking out my downtown window. It's just this cold, wet, again. completely opposite from yesterday. So I said, well, for sure a red. I said, how about let's just do a Pinot Noir, right? I didn't even ask specifics. And in true Bob style, I mean, you gave me a good one, I can tell. But what am I drinking, Bob? I'm going to hold this up.
This is the Wayfarer Pinot out of Sonoma Coast. Wayfarer's been one of our go-to Pinots forever. It's a little up toward the middle end of the road on Pinot Noirs. Really good from California. It's easy to drink, and it's great on a chilly, rainy day.
Yeah, this is a 2014. And you know the irony, as soon as I looked at it, at the bottom here, it says The Traveler. Ah.
Yes, that's an amazing bottle of wine, and it's a really special wine from the Palmyra Wine Group out of Napa Valley.
Nobody's traveling now, Bob. It's an ironic wine today, too.
Right?
The Traveler. Okay, you can't travel, but I'm telling you, The Traveler, it'll help. It'll make up for it just a little bit. So let's not forget that. And then, I should point this out, too, because I'm drinking this in stemware that is, here we go. Can you see this? Wine Time stemware, Bob, matching glass there, right? Yeah. The stemware at Wine Time is amazing, by the way, because they do this to match the wine that you're drinking, right, Bob? So this is like the ideal stemware for Pinot Noir, I'm guessing.
That is the perfect Pinot Noir glass for the Traveler that you're drinking today, Jody. So,
okay.
Yeah, I didn't want to have you drink it out of a wrong glass. So I made sure I brought you the right one today.
Well, no, of course. So this is why you need friends like Bob. Well, for many reasons. And then within this bag, so if you guys are looking for something, okay, fine. You probably aren't going to be, maybe doing a hostess gift right away. But how about your neighbors? I was seeing the mayor jumped on and said that someone had left a little care package of goodies on his doorstep just because they knew, what he had been dealing with. And I thought that was terrific. So neighborly and so Sioux Falls. But, you probably know somebody in your neighborhood, maybe a friend, maybe a family member, maybe it's a healthcare worker, an emergency responder, somebody that is just going through a lot. How about this, right? So we've got this like Wine Time, great little bag. They could grab one of these, Bob. They could set it right outside of a neighbor's door or take it to a business. They've even got these Wine Time branded openers, which are great. But you can set people up with this, right? If they just give you a call or hop online.
Hop online and order it or give us a call either way. Yep, we're taking online orders from 4 to 7:30, Tuesday through Saturday.
Okay. Great, especially with all those blowout wine sales coming up. Yeah, that's not dangerous. Okay, great. What are some of the more popular things that people have been gravitating to? Do you have any suggestions maybe? We're in this interesting transitional time. If we were in normal times, I would be talking to you about when are we going to bring out some spring features, or how about next week when we've got some warmer weather hopefully coming? What might we be able to look forward to? What should people maybe be given a try?
We have half a dozen rosés picked out that will make the spring and summer feature list here shortly, along with some other crisp, fun white wines that should be arriving in town in the next week or two. And we'll hope some of this virus stuff ends and we can get people back out on the street before too long.
Gosh, I hope so. So yeah, next time we do this, let's do rosé. That would be fun. That would be a fun one. If you guys are watching, do you have any questions for Bob, or maybe just anything that you want to share? Because I don't know. I mean, it's been a day, and I kind of go back and forth. I don't know about you, Bob, where I'll have something happen that was really encouraging. For instance, we had a fabulous story come out today about Raven partnering to make medical gowns, personal protective equipment. They were contacted by Sanford, and literally the same day they had a prototype. They refined it. Days later, we've got 600 of these gowns. They're planning to make thousands more. I mean, that's uplifting. That just makes me remember what a wonderful, strong, collaborative community we're in. And yet, you can't help but, have things wear on you sometimes. We've had business closings, permanent business closings to announce already, and we're not very far into it. So for me, it's really kind of a mixed bag. What's it been like for you?
I think it's a mixed bag. We're talking to a lot of small business owners that pop their head in for a glass of wine, and I think there's a lot of people fear if this goes on too long, so many of those small businesses just won't get reopened again.
Yeah.
Let's hope that's not the case, because it's really sad walking down Phillips Avenue today and seeing very little traffic down there. When I stopped at your office, I mean, it's such a busy, robust city, and it's sad to see it this quiet.
I know. Okay, I'm glad you had the same reaction. I'm not glad, but like it validates this a little bit because I was the same way. You know, it was so beautiful yesterday that I just wanted to take a little break, and we're right in the heart of Phillips Avenue down here. That's where our office is, and so I did. I took a walk, and it was great. You know, it felt like summer was coming, and yet it was just storefront after storefront that was closed, and you just know. In a different time on a day like that, those doors would have been open, people would have been shopping, people would have been trying to grab that first glass of wine outside for the year if they possibly could. And it's sad. And, you know, I guess you just got to keep believing that we're going to get through this. We're going to do it together. We're all going to be here. But doesn't necessarily make it easy in the short term.
No, I think we'll get through it. You know, it's just how long it'll take, and we'll just keep our head up and keep fighting through it and try to bring a smile to everybody's face every day.
Yeah, exactly. Anything else that you're kind of kicking around or working on there at the bar as far as, you know, trying to expand the business or maybe offer something different? Everybody loves your Wine 101 classes. That we had some fabulous classes coming up in March and in April that I just couldn't wait to promote, and they're going to be great still, right? Those aperitifs that you were going to do, I was so excited about those. I mean, yeah.
We'll get them back on the schedule here as soon as things open up a little bit. We're talking about a couple of virtual wine tastings, maybe trying to do some virtual tasting with some people, and we'll try that out and see how it goes if we can get it figured out and put together. And until then, we'll just keep plugging away doing what we're doing.
Okay, so Trudy, we got Trudy from the Black Hills who's watching. Hi, Trudy. Would love a wine recommendation for a red, Bob. She's going real broad here, a red. Trudy, you want to hone in on that anymore? What would maybe one of your favorite reds be? Why don't you comment with that? I'll tell Bob's great where if I say, okay, if you like this or this, you know, maybe something else that might be good. If you're still watching, tell us on that. Otherwise, if you've got some brand new red that you're kind of excited about, Bob, go for it.
You know, we're always partial to our wine time on Maine Red. It's a Napa Cab 2011. It's a super special wine, and we sell a lot of it. It's easy to drink. People love that wine as soon as they taste it. It's one I'd highly promote. We've got a barrel of 2017 that Kathy and I blended in Napa about a year and a half ago that got bottled a few weeks ago. We're expecting to see 25 cases of that hit the ground here in Sioux Falls in the next couple of weeks, and that'll be a fun wine to share with people.
I should know this. Can you ship that Wine Time private label anywhere? Can you ship it within the state?
We cannot.
No, I don't think so.
No, our state regulations don't allow us to ship or deliver.
Trudy, you got to make a trip to Sioux Falls. I realize nobody's probably traveling across the state at this point unless you absolutely have to. But when you do, you need to come visit Wine Time on Maine. Trudy said she likes cab, Bob. Any other go-to cab out there that she could maybe find out by her?
You know, I think that some of the Honeycutt label stuff, some of the Anderson Con Valley, I know are available at my friend Andy's at Canyon Lake Liquor in Rapid City.
Okay.
They have a great selection of those amazing cabs that she would like.
There you go, Trudy. Trust him on that one. Anybody else want a recommendation? That's kind of fun. Write in if you're wondering here. Hey, Bob, one of the things, I should have had you do this. This is just me being totally selfish, but the cheese and charcuterie that Bob mentioned, you guys, is outstanding. So, you know, if you are looking for some way to even change it up for dinner, I don't know about you, I'm already bored with everything. I mean, I'm not the world's most adventurous cook. I repeat a lot of stuff. Frankly, I go out a lot, and I haven't been able to do this. I'm already bored with everything. You can get a bottle of wine from Bob and a nice size cheese and charcuterie and just call it good. You know, if you've still got maybe a coworker or two, you're downtown, you want to do a little happy hour in the office, they can do this. What will they find on those cheese and charcuteries, Bob?
You know, we always put 4 or 5 really special cheeses from our purveyor in New Jersey. We use a Shropshire Blue on just about every cheese tray that goes out. The pheasant pate is always a big hit, or Calabrese salami. Our Serrano right now is over the top, super good. I think we've got the Comté cheese that we're putting out on the cheese and charcuterie tray right now. Some amazing Italian olives.
There you go. There you go. Sign up for that, everybody. Anybody else have questions? Go ahead and write in with those. How's the team doing, Bob? You know, you mentioned that Jennifer's working still. Are you able to kind of, you know, manage through some of that stuff? Kind of comfortable with the staffing levels that you're at right now?
We are, and I feel sorry for our wonderful part-time help. We can't give them any hours right now because we're really only open 4 hours a day, 5 days a week. And Jennifer, being a full-time employee, needs to get those hours and try to keep her family fed. So, yeah, I think we regret not seeing the rest of the part-time staff around and having 2 or 3 people here at a time. But we're going to look through it and keep everybody happy.
Yeah, hopefully it won't be too long. What are those new hours?
4 to 8, Tuesday through Saturday.
4 to 8, Tuesday through Saturday. Okay, very good. And again, if you're just joining us, Bob Novak over at Wine Time on Main downtown, right across from the Washington Pavilion, where the doors are still open. They've got a layout over there that is friendly for true social distancing. You can sit. They're not going to let a lot of people in at once, very few actually, but you can sit spread far apart, or certainly you can come in and get those bottles to go. When does the big sale start, Bob?
I'm hoping we can get that going by Friday afternoon, get it up and posted on the internet.
Oh, nice.
Work on it again this afternoon today. So, yeah, we're close.
Okay. As in tomorrow, Friday afternoons?
Yep.
All right. So that's April 3rd. If you guys are watching this delayed, April 3rd. Want to give me a hint of what's to come and what kind of values people are going to be able to find there?
There's some things that our off-sale prices are always super competitive with everybody else in town, but these are probably going to be marked down another 25 to 30%, so basically 5% over our cost.
Wow.
On a lot of these wines, and we just want to clear them out and make room for some of those spring and summer features that we're starting to bring in, and time to move some wine.
And how many different wines can you still do by the glass over there?
Oh, I think we're about 185 right now.
See, 100, you're going to find something for anybody. And for the most part, you can do those by the bottle too, right?
Yes, by the bottle or by the glass, yep.
Perfect. Anything else that you would like to share before I let you go?
I think Jennifer's got a couple things she'd like to throw in there.
Yeah,
so
let's bring her in.
Just a little bit.
Oh, she's got hers. Hello.
Of course I have mine too.
That familiar face. All right, here, cheers, right? And
Yes, cheers.
glad you're hanging in there. Great to see you.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to all of our regulars that have been supporting us through all of this, and to everyone else. We have exactly what you need to de-stress during this time, so we are here for everyone else as well.
Yeah, that's great. What are you hearing? I mean, you talk to the customers all the time as they're coming in, or they're spending a little bit of time with you. What are some of the themes that you're hearing from them?
Well, some of our regulars have become basically live-ins because they really appreciate that we're open. They have there's nowhere else to go, and they really appreciate that we're still here. So that helps.
So you feel like you're getting their day-to-day report, I'm guessing?
Yes.
Okay. All right, good. Anything else that people have been asking about or wondering about that you just think we should share?
Not really, just that you don't have to come in to have a glass of wine. That the off sale, we're really pushing that too for people that don't want to come out. So just keeping that in mind.
Perfect. Okay, we'll check back in with you guys. We'll put the details out at SiouxFalls.business on that big wine sale beginning tomorrow, as soon as we get those, so that you'll be able to take a look at the great values that are out there. And then I hope that forecast holds for next week, because maybe this will be a little weekly wine check-in, wine of the week type of thing. Love to try those new rosés and the whites as they're coming in too. Give us all something to look forward to for the nicer weather, right?
Yes.
All right. Thanks, Jennifer. Let you get back to work. Have a good rest of the day. Thanks, everybody else, for watching. Thank you, Bob. We'll check back again soon.
Have a great rest of your day and enjoy that Pinot Noir.
Sure will. Thanks very much. Bye.
Cheers.